They have some rules in place for that. I will tell you that also I have been contacted by Mr. Duncan out at Iowa State Extension, and he's interested in getting one for Iowa State Extension. He wants to get a plot for them so that they can use it for the Master Gardener training purposes and maybe even offer some Master Gardening tip programs at it. So they do have an interest in seeing us pick a location that has parking available around it so that he can provide that type of service at it.
And they can have a vegetable stand.
This needs to be city-owned property?
Not necessarily, no. Most of the ones that have been set up, in fact, the three that we talked about were all on city property. We did look at one site, Bob, that was not actually city property, and that was school property. You know, they have that old greenhouse behind the middle school, and I guess Iowa State Extension has discussed the prospects of fixing it up, and he had the idea of possibly trying to get us to put it by them so that they could do all that through the greenhouse program. But as I said, we really haven't moved forward on that idea because we're not the owner of the property. That would be more of, I mean, what's our role in that then at that point? If it's the school's property and RDC is the ones that are managing it and Iowa State Extension is kind of handling the on-point, what's our involvement at that point outside of just being the facilitator?
Have you considered the industrial park, Kirby West Industrial Park on North 19?
It would be...
I realize the city has got a lease there, but...
and that was actually kind of, you might see on here, we discussed the property beside Kids World. So that would be a similar circumstance to that. I mean, it is city-owned property that is available for that purpose. We currently have contracts with an individual to farm it, and it may not be so ideal for this next fiscal year, but for the next summer, it might be a possibility if that's something you're interested in.
Just another area that, well, I really doubt if she would go along with it. But right out north of, right across the road from Alvin Colby, Mrs. Waddell owns that triangle piece.
Oh, yeah.
And
Can't
there's
farm
the
it hardly
exact same
anyway.
sign there, and that would be a nice thing, but she also, I'm sure, has that under contract, whether her renter would,
I bet Jack could get rid of it in a heartbeat.
well, I would, yeah, that would be a nice, because that would be seen from M54, there's parking there,
Lots of sunlight.
yeah, and it's an open area.
John wouldn't have to get stuck to get rid of
The
it
only
here.
thing, when we get back to this step thing, the four-legged step would be pretty bad out there, but
How big of an area do these gardeners need size-wise? Is there a limit?
Well, he says that that's negotiable. What they've done in the past has usually been somewhere around a 12 by 20, 12 by 15, something along those sizes. What your $20 buys you is a plot about that size.
All right, what are you gonna do? Okay, like say, I decide to go have a garden and then go, I'm gonna just let it go to weeds.
He says that they've had that problem before.
And they've taken care of it because that's what they're
They
$20
take care
for.
of it till October. They'll mow over it.
All right.
That's basically about it.
Well, just to speed things up here, I like this idea. I'd like to see how we could get how many people so we know what to do. At least get a, you know, okay,
You know
we've
how
got
big
10,
of a
we've got 20,
location you
whatever.
need.
So I'd like to make a motion that we proceed along those lines, hold the deposit till we know how many we got, and then next month we can decide what to do with the property.
You don't even need to collect a deposit at this point in time, though, do you?
I wouldn't necessarily need to
Just
know.
take a census on how many's interested.
I can put an ad out there and have the applications available and see if anybody comes in, fills them out, and turns them back in. I mean, it would start to allow us to gauge if there is interest in it.
An ad, that would cost money. Just tell, put it in the minutes.
Yeah, can you put it on the city website, they could just print it off?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Put it on KSAC.
There you go.
Yeah, that's an option.
Is there a newsletter soon? We can put it in the newsletter.
No, I don't think the next newsletter is till what, March, April?
And we could put little... Any other discussion on that item? motion on the floor, yeah. Is there a second?
I'll second that, yeah.
Call for a vote?
Councilman Johnston,
Yes.
Muska,
Yes.
Crowhart,
Yes.
motion carried.